Wow, I hate to be that guy. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I haven't been feeling the best either lately. So much so I had to skip a very important math final, and my grade is not looking good, so I still have to find a way to take it. So I gotta make some calls. Yep, Beanster. Take the test in an empty room with a giant camera, seeing everything I do to prevent cheating? Yeah, okay. Well, this is how I have to take the test. Luckily, I have all the supplies I need. A pencil, tea, Wario's Woods for SNES and Super Famicom. All a man could ever need. Well, the test is going to start in a minute, so I should probably get out my calculator. Oh no, the squirrels got into it again. What can I use in place of a calculator? I have a few educational games, but I think using Mario's Missing for my own personal benefit is kind of one of the 7 deadly sins. Wait, what about my Nintendo Switch? I've had so many good memories with this thing.
Silly Switch. You're silly. Funny. Oh. Jokes.
There's gotta be something I can use for a calculator. See how they use my daily eShop budget on Mousetrap instead of buying a calculator for Nintendo Switch? Yeah, not good planning ahead. But there's gotta be something on NSO I can use. Maybe some crap like, no. It's Donkey Kong Jr. Math. It's gonna be Donkey Kong Jr. Math, isn't it? Back in 1980, arcades were revolutionized by Pac-Man, even though there's better options. Nintendo had been trying to create a huge arcade hit for a good 7 years at this point, but lacked success. But something was in the works, an arcade game being worked on by none other than Shigeru Miyamoto. It was called Radar Scope, and 3,000 cabinets were originally ordered to sell in New York. This didn't work. The game was a huge flop, and left Nintendo with 2,000 unsold arcade cabinets in their warehouse. What were they to do? They needed a smash hit. There weren't many other options for the company at the time. They couldn't go back to making toys due to the recent 1973 oil crisis, which skyrocketed manufacturing prices, so Nintendo had to do something. So, Miyamoto began work on a different game, because he just did such a great job the first time. Using the 2,000 arcade cabinets left in the warehouse, Miyamoto and his team wanted to make a Popeye game with a hero, villain, and damsel in distress, but he couldn't get the rights to use the characters, so some improvising had to be done. Oops. This is how Mario was created, originally named Mr. Video, Jumpman, Little Mario, whatever. For once, I don't care, because if you scroll up a little, guess who? Sorry, I didn't throw up because I don't like Donkey Kong. It's just I don't like tea. And I don't like hot water either, so I don't think tea was the best choice. I just picked it to help my throat. I don't know, it kind of explains why I threw up. I just don't like tea, man. So, Donkey Kong was a huge success, whether it was in the arcade, on the TV, or in my mouth. These newly established games extremely boosted Nintendo's morale, so of course Nintendo decided to begin development on a sequel the next year. Hence in 1982, they released Donkey Kong Jr. The gameplay here is somewhat similar to its predecessor, but switches things up enough as to where there's a new and unique experience to be had. Instead of Mario being the hero, he was actually the villain here, and you play as Donkey Kong's son, Donkey Kong Jr., and climb and swing through various vines throughout the levels. Did you notice? While Donkey Kong Jr. is a completely competent arcade game, it didn't reach the same amount of success as Donkey Kong did. But no matter, because it was now 1983, and Nintendo was releasing their new home console, the Famicom, in Japan, and a new Donkey Kong game based off of this arcade duology was being worked on. What was it? Donkey Kong Jr. Math, but it doesn't matter, because now it's finally time to take the math exam. Just sign my name, date of birth, full legal address, and... Donkey Kong Jr. Math has 3 different modes. You have Calculate A, Calculate B, and plus, minus, multiply, divide exercise. Let's start with Calculate A, and it seems that this game takes most of its gameplay cues from Donkey Kong Jr., with all the vines and stuff. This is combined with a calculator-like level layout, where you must perform mathematical operations with the arithmetic operator symbols at the bottom of the level. You know, your pluses, minuses, dividers, and multipliers. You have to build up to the number Donkey Kong holds up 5 times to win against... who's that? Yeah, this game is mainly meant for multiplayer, and the second player controls Junior 2. How would anyone come up with that name? What is this test? Apart from one mode I'll mention later on, the entire concept is based around this co-op idea, and it shows when playing alone because... This takes forever! When a number you need spawns on the opposite side of the screen, it's a chore to get there, just to end up having to go across the level again. Anyways, what's up with these numbers? Well, the objective of the game is to get your number to the number Donkey Kong is holding up. In Calculate A, you start with no number and the answer is usually 2 digits. And with Calculate B, you start already with a number in your calculator and the answer is usually a triple digit number. That's really the main focus of Donkey Kong Jr. Math, but there's one final mode. Plus minus multiplication divide exercise. Let's open it up, I suppose. Oh, okay, select. Okay, that takes me back to the title screen. Oh, it just wants me to pick the type of practice. Okay, I guess let's do simple addition. This has got to be the most confusing screen in any video game. My first time seeing this, I didn't know what I was looking at, so allow me to explain. The main focus is obviously the operation on the top right, with this bird called a nitpicker showing you what space you can enter a number in. This list of numbers on the left are not the numbers you have to pick, they're the round you're on. Instead, all of these vines correspond to the digit you are currently selecting. For example, the rightmost vine is the rightmost digit, or just whatever is currently highlighted. To actually enter a number, you have to climb to a certain height on the vine. The higher you go, the higher the number gets, but this feels awful to control. It feels like the hitbox for a number is just so small, so sometimes you think you got high enough on the vine as to where the number would change, so you move to the next vine, only for you to realize you accidentally undershot the number and are denied the ability to change the past line. And if you're just the most uneducated of players, you can cheat and get the answer by climbing up this vine and pushing this key block into the keyhole. I didn't know what was going on, so my first time playing this, I just kept doing that. But what's there to gather from all of this? The game isn't good, that's what. No matter if you play solo or co-op, this game just isn't fun to control or experience at all. And because of this, Donkey Kong Jr. Math was a huge flop. Not surprising. An arcade game that already didn't sell as much as its predecessor was turned into a game about math. You see, these are 2 circles. That is also a Venn diagram of gamers and mathematicians. Yeah, those demographics are widely known not to overlap very much. And when you actually do have people who like video games and math, you get a weird combination. Anyways, because of this, the game sold very poorly and did not get a good reception. IGN gave this game a 3 out of 10, but it's IGN, I can't trust them after the incident. The game's poor sales caused it to be the first and last game in the NES's education series, and more importantly, oh my god! I like to buy useless garbage, but spending $200 minimum for a game like this is a little over the bar for me. Well, that was a bust. Listen, I tried to give Donkey Kong Jr. Math the benefit of the doubt, but they just put no effort into trying to make this game fun or interesting at all. To be fair, you get this with lots of NES games. But for a game that tried to live up to its 2 arcade predecessors' hypes, it fumbled real hard. But just because Nintendo failed once doesn't mean I have to give up all my hope. I can be better than Nintendo. I can be better than Donkey Kong Jr. Math! Stop talking about Donkey Kong grade.